Hey friends, this is Erin. This is my very first Facebook Live video, so it's very exciting. A little bit scary, but here goes. I'm in Salt Lake City right now, and this is my beautiful temporary room with my diffuser and some of my oils. It's pretty late here, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but today was day one of the dōTERRA convention, and it's my first convention. Some of you might know that I started serving as a dōTERRA wellness advocate in mid-July. Just have been using essential oils my whole life, totally inspired by them, and that inspired me to actually start my own holistic health and wellness business called Essential Transformation. So look it up on Facebook. It's also on Instagram, and my website is www.essentialtransformationnow.com. But I want to talk to you a little bit about dōTERRA and what inspired me today, because it was a really long day, but it was incredibly inspiring, and I wanted to share some of that with you. So I took some notes so I won't forget. But what I want to focus on today is just two things. First is the charitable giving that dōTERRA does, which is really inspiring to me, and they also do co-impact sourcing. And I'll explain to you what that is. So basically, well, first of all, dōTERRA sources 100 essential oils from more than 40 countries around the world, actually more than 100 oils. And they have the Healing Hands Foundation, which is their charitable organization that is run based on donations by dōTERRA wellness advocates and people who purchase products from dōTERRA. So a few stats: 18,423 jobs were created by dōTERRA. $2.8 million have been donated by dōTERRA to the Healing Hands Foundation to work on these projects I'm going to tell you about. And 35 Healing Hand partner projects have come to fruition through dōTERRA. So just to give you an idea how the company has grown, it started in 2008, and it's obviously now 2016, so it's been 8 years. And it's had a rapid trajectory, similar to Apple. So it's a really fast-growing company. In 2008, there were 25 single oils and 10 blends, and today there are 46 single oils and 82 oil and product blends. So I want to talk to you about Guatemala, some of the projects going on there, through the Healing Hands Foundation and co-impact sourcing. So what co-impact sourcing is basically dōTERRA invests in the communities where we farm the oils, where we get the raw materials to, the plants, botanicals, to create the oils. So in Guatemala, we've been providing vocational education and training. So, that the workers, the people who source the oils can, their families can get jobs in cities and provide for themselves and their families. And these are young people, so sometimes they're not related to people who are working with dōTERRA. It's just a charitable, organization that we've created there. There was a project to educate young women about the importance of personal hygiene, because in Guatemala, a lot of times girls have to miss school during their cycle because they don't have the materials to be able to go to school and to take care of themselves that way. So dōTERRA has provided them with the knowledge and the materials to be able to do that, so they can actually go to school, which is amazing. In Somalia, where we produce frankincense, which is just an absolutely amazing oil I use every day for many different purposes. The first initiative was to organize and partner with harvesting communities to create jobs for men and women, to ensure the harvesters are truly benefiting, because the middlemen there were actually taking most of the profits from the frankincense production. So dōTERRA wanted to make sure that the actual harvesters and the farmers and the people who are creating the oil were actually receiving the benefit. So dōTERRA actually met with the elders and the landowners representing 23 clans in Somalia, and they controlled 85% of the frankincense production, and really got that organized so that these people would be getting the benefit of the production of the oil, but also to ensure the quality of the oil, so that it couldn't be adulterated or spiked with anything, so that it was completely pure and that we could control the outcome and the high quality. The second initiative was to build a network of cooperative centers in the heart of the resin harvesting communities. So frankincense is made from resin, and basically we provided training, organization, and increased access to foodstuffs in these rural areas where they were most needed. And the third initiative was to provide a boarding school for 120 children, boys and girls, to benefit the harvesters' children and their communities. So the first school was finished in August 2015, and they have announced another school that is going to be constructed pretty soon. So that's really exciting because Somalia is, a developing country and very poverty-stricken. And so this initiative has really helped the country there and people in these rural communities to support themselves and their families. In Paraguay, dōTERRA met with the Fundación Paraguaya to create a sustainable infrastructure for our co-impact sourcing initiative there, which will include the construction of new distilleries and improving the infrastructure of their educational system. So there's actually a new oil that we are harvesting from Paraguay, which they announced today, which is super exciting. And there's actually 23 new products that dōTERRA is releasing very soon. I'm getting my kit tomorrow, so I'm super excited, and I'll probably do another video about all the products in the kit. But it's called Petitgrain, and Petitgrain. It's similar botanically and chemically to lavender, but it's not as floral. So David Hill, who's the chief scientist for dōTERRA, was basically saying it's like the manly lavender, because a lot of men don't like to, use lavender because it smells very floral. So it's basically similar to lavender. It's relaxing, it's good for digestion, soothing, it relieves anxiety, cardio, antioxidant, and immune support, and it can be taken internally as well. So families create the oil. It's made from the leaves and twigs of the bitter orange tree. And families create the oil in wooden distilleries, and it's a very labor-intensive process. We saw a video, and basically the farmers, and they work with their, one farmer is working with his son. They have these old wooden distilleries that they have to pack really tightly with this orange mud, and then the steam comes out, and that's how they distill the oil. But it's a very labor-intensive process, and they were doing this for decades, actually. And so it's really awesome because a lot of these distilleries and the plants had just gone unused for decades. So dōTERRA came in and really reignited that industry and, provides jobs for these farmers and their families. And, essentially it's a mutually beneficial partnership. So obviously dōTERRA is benefiting from this, but so is the community. And that's the beauty of co-impact sourcing, which is we can control the quality of the products. And we also are able to invest financially in those, economically devastated, developing areas of the world, which is, to me, just so inspiring. And it's something that I'm very proud to be involved in. Everyone that I've met from dōTERRA at the highest levels has, to me, just a great sense of integrity about themselves and really cares. Like throughout most of the day, most of these presenters were crying the whole time because it really touches them deeply. So that's really good for me to be able to see that these people care about, not only the quality of the products, but how these products are affecting people around the world and really making a difference in their lives. So the last country I want to talk about is Nepal, where, of course, they had a devastating earthquake last year in 2015. So we have harvested wintergreen in Nepal for a while, and it's an amazing product. Basically, if you think of wintergreen gum, it's similar in taste, but it's obviously all natural, and it's essential oil. You can use it for mouthwash or breath freshener, a lot of different uses. So we were already engaged in co-impact sourcing in Nepal. But because of the earthquake, we've really invested a lot more time and resources there to try to help them. So the Healing Hands Foundation has donated $635,000 to help the communities rebuild in the hardest hit areas of Nepal. Basically, we've provided immediate relief supplies, food and shelter, as well as the construction of 200 temporary homes and 70 permanent homes and 2 schools. So this spring, 120 volunteers traveled to Nepal to help with the construction of the two schools. And since the earthquake, the two schools are the very first permanent schools that have been government approved. And they are earthquake proof, which is awesome. There's also a Days for Girls in Nepal. So similar to what happened in Guatemala, these girls basically can't go to, well, they couldn't go to school for 1 week out of the month when they were on their cycle. They were told that they were dirty, disgusting, bad, evil because of this natural, process that they're going through. And so doTERRA went in and not only educated the girls about, how beautiful that is, that they have the potential to become mothers and this is natural and nothing to be ashamed of, but also provided them with feminine hygiene products so they could go to school and not have to miss a full week a month of school. And really changed the, perception among not only girls but also boys and men in that culture. And it's just amazing to see the impact that it's having. So there's another new oil that I want to tell you about in Nepal called spikenard. It's a very interesting name, but it's cultivated in the Himalayas, in the far northeast region of Nepal. And it's a beautiful green color, similar to wintergreen. And basically these people, these Sherpas, including many women, have to climb 3 days up very steep mountains. Think of Mount Everest, not that high, but obviously similar in the Himalayas, to get to this spikenard plant. And they have to make sure that they keep 10% of the root in the ground so that they can reharvest it the following year so that they don't, ruin the crop. So it's very labor intensive, it's wildcrafted, and it has a very interesting diverse chemistry. So it's similar to frankincense. Frankincense is just an amazing oil. And also similar to frankincense, it was used by ancient royalty, kings and queens. It was used for meditation purposes, anointing. It's a purifying, uplifting oil that's been used, as I said, in meditation and royal ceremonies. It provides immune support, endocrine balancing, respiratory support, cognitive invigoration, immune support, cleansing and clarifying, and it's good for topical and aromatic use. So I am super excited to get that tomorrow. So also in 2017, every year doTERRA does co-impact sourcing trips. So wellness advocates like me can go volunteer and go on these trips. So the trips for 2017 are Guatemala, Nepal, and Bulgaria. So I am very inspired, and I think I'm going to try to go to Nepal, or one of those countries. I speak Spanish, so maybe Guatemala would be a better choice. But it's just really exciting. I'm super excited about it, and hopefully I'll get to go on one of these trips. They also today talked about the importance of sleep. They had a world-renowned PhD from England, a leader in his field, talking about the importance of sleep and the brain and how important it is. And there are 2 new products that I'll talk about tomorrow that promote restful sleep. One is an oil and one is in capsule form. So that's exciting. Let's see. They also talked, this is the last thing I'll cover and then I'll go, I promise. But they talked about the purity and high quality of doTERRA's essential oils. So not to diss any other essential oil company or brand, because they just, they don't talk about that. We want to respect other people, but doTERRA has been tested by third parties, and it basically has the purest and highest quality oils that it uses. And this is based, as I said, on third-party testing and analysis, scientific analysis and testing. Other leading companies, they did blind testing, and they did testing of these other leading companies and non-leading companies, because they sell a lot of essential oils at Walmart for like $7.99 each. They're all the same price, which should give you pause for thought, because each of these oils is a different cost, because different amounts of labor go into the processing of each of these oils, and so they're not going to be the same price. So if they are, they're probably synthetic, or spiked or adulterated. So for example, the Melissa oil. So Melissa oil is made from the leaves of like the lemon, it's lemon balm essentially. And it's very expensive because it's hard to source and to distill. They did some testing, and another company was basically calling their lemongrass Melissa. And lemongrass, so the composition was lemongrass, but they were saying it was Melissa, which lemongrass is a lot cheaper than Melissa. So, I mean, that's what you're getting when, people wonder, oh, well, doTERRA might be more expensive for certain oils than other companies, but you're getting what you pay for. And it's a very high quality oil. But as I mentioned earlier, you're also paying to support the co-impact sourcing around the world, because our closest competitor has farms all around the US. So think about it. If you grow lavender in a farm, right, versus getting it in Provence, where it grows naturally in France, you know, it's different soil, it's different chemical composition, and you're not getting the same quality. It's not going to have the same benefits if you grow it in US soil. And so this other company and most other companies grow their essential oil plants in the US in their own farms. So number one, you're not getting the benefits of them growing in their natural habitats, and also you're not helping people around the world with this co-impact sourcing. You're not investing in these communities that really need financial support and to get going and to help people who around the world are living in developing countries that are poverty stricken. And as I said, they're indigenous cultures, and it's an indigenous plant. You want to get it where it grows. So the last thing I will say is Dr. Nicole Parrish. This was really fascinating to me. She is a microbiologist at Johns Hopkins, has a PhD. She wrote a journal article in 2013, and 3 more are coming out in 2016. And basically the journal article in 2013 was Essential Oils as New Weapons Against Emerging Superbugs. So she's a microbiologist, so she's basically testing these essential oils to see if they can really heal you. So if you have a superbug, which is basically like the flu on steroids, it's like really intense illness, using these essential oils to see, whether they actually work, whether they're effective. Because I think a lot of people don't, and they're skeptical, and I totally understand that. It's like, oh, they're oils, how is that going to work? But also, if you think about it, before we had modern medicine, this is what people used for millennia, thousands of years. So, medicine women and healers and all that, that's all they had. And so, anyway, Nicole Parrish, this doctor, this microbiologist, her mother, who's 81, used to get pneumonia twice a year, like clockwork. And Dr. Parrish said one year she realized her mom hadn't gotten pneumonia. And so she went to her mom and she said, Mom, you didn't get pneumonia this year. What gives? And she said, well, because she helps people find wedding dresses, her mom. And so she said, well, one of my clients is a wellness advocate for doTERRA, and she gave me some oils, and I use them, probably on guard, which is amazing. And I haven't gotten pneumonia. And so Dr. Parrish was very skeptical, and she's a scientist, and she was like, okay. So her mom said, no, you should really give it a try. Contact the wellness advocate and see if you can get some of these oils. You can test them. So she did that, and she actually got to talk to Dr. David Hill, who's our chief scientist, and he sent her all of the oils, and she ran experiments on them, which, as I said, it's a landmark study she conducted. 3 papers are coming out this year, so I'll be able to tell you the names of the oils that she tested that were really effective against these superbugs very soon. But for now, let me just tell you the quick results. She tested more than 100 different microbe species with 100 essential oils, single oils, blends, and proprietary blends from doTERRA. 7 oils had significant activity against gram-positive bacteria. 4 oils had significant activity versus gram-negative bacteria, and an additional more than 15 oils, 15 plus oils, had good activity, meaning that they were effective against these bacteria, these superbugs. The activity of essential oils against, versus the basically drug-resistant bacteria, which are really extreme superbugs, 3 oils had significant activity, and an additional 17 oils had good activity. So, moral of the story is that essential oils are very effective. This skeptical microbiologist who works at Johns Hopkins is publishing 3 studies showing the effectiveness of these essential oils. And as a believer, she spoke at our convention today and was just very gripping. Her speech was amazing. But just wanted to share that with you. And I'll be sharing more about the new products that I get tomorrow. There's 23 new products that we have coming out. I'm very excited. And yeah, just feeling super inspired. Obviously, I made this video, which I never thought I would do a Facebook Live video. But I'll be doing more, I guess. Thanks for watching and bearing with me. And if you have any questions about doTERRA, I am very happy to answer any of them. Send you samples so you can try them. I have lots of samples, so I would love to, any health concerns you have, that's really my goal, is to help you take control of your health, empower yourself to, get healthy naturally, using essential oils that smell great and just work so effectively and are just so gentle. Yet effective. So that's why I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and that's why I started Essential Transformation, to help people transform their lives from the inside out, achieve holistic health and wellness, and just move through the blocks that they're experiencing in their lives and overcome health obstacles of a physical and emotional nature. So anyway, I'm super excited, and I'm in Salt Lake City, as I said. Here's my diffuser and my oils. There's plenty more where that came from. There will be more tomorrow too. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. I will show you the new products tomorrow. Bye from Salt Lake City. Gotta go to bed. Bye, guys.